Hello and welcome to John DiBiase Jr. Field at Everett Veteran Memorial Stadium for today's Greater Boston League matchup between the visiting Lynn Classical Rams and the Everett Crimson Tide. My name is Animo Osmani, and I'm joined by the legendary Paul Halloran to my side. And we just started the broadcast at the start of team introductions and the coin toss. Paul, would you like to get into a little bit of the matchup here today?
Well, hello, Aneem. Yes, we should probably look back before we look forward. A convincing win on opening night last week for the Crimson Tide as they welcomed Rob DiLoretto back with a 34-7 win over Medford. Really, the bulk of the damage done by John Barreros and Tyler Frenny. Barreros had 130 yards rushing. He had 35 yards in return. He caught a pass for 5 yards, and he scored 22 of the 34 points. Frenny, who was a running quarterback, rushed for 122, threw for 75. So good start for the Tide. Plenty of room for improvement. They had 8 penalties for 75 yards. Convincing ground game, 38 rushes for 305 yards. You mentioned tonight, this is actually a series that goes all the way back to 1897. The teams played 23 times between 1897 and 1978, including one of the most noteworthy games in the history of Massachusetts high school football, 1947 at Manning Bowl. Lynn Classical, led by the legendary Harry Aganis, in front of 23,000, beat Everett 19-2. Everett has won 5 straight since the series has resumed by a combined 202 to 26, and they lead in the all-time series 17-9 with 2 ties. We'll have the anthem, and then we'll talk a little bit about the classical coaching situation.
In honor of America, for the playing of our national anthem, performed by the Everett High School's marching band.
It's week 2 of high school football action here in Massachusetts, and Paul, you said before the start of the national anthem, we're going to go take a look at Lynn Classical and what they bring to this matchup today. They're coming off a 16-14 loss against Lawrence High School last week, but they also have a brand new coach leading the team. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, Brian Smith, this is a homecoming. Brian's a good kid. He was a very good player at Classical. He went on to play Division I at the Citadel in South Carolina. He stayed down there. He was a 24-year high school coach in South Carolina, state champion, coach of the year in his division, and I would think he will have this Classical team playing very well. He is a very, very solid football coach.
And for the leading kickoff to start the game is John Barreros, senior, and I believe one of the captains. Is that correct?
Yes.
Memorial by the Everett Crimson Tide. Here's the kick, fielded by Lynn Classical number 1, Gianni McKay. And gets it brought down just shortly after at the Lynn Classical 28-yard line.
Gianni McKay on the return. Tackled by number 31.
Good coverage by Everett. Barreros really did it all. In addition to the rushing we talked about, receiving, he also kicked last week. He was 4 for 4 on PATs.
Leading team scorer at this point, and he's also playing on the defensive side as a defensive back.
Everett had 3 interceptions last week, which their defense did play very well. And the first-year defensive coordinator, Dwayne Sigsbury, former head coach at Billerica. Classical operating into the sun temporarily. We'll see if that plays any role in this as the sun starts to go down. But Classical a little unorganized, and they have to burn a timeout. That is not how you want to start. And I believe Coach Smith is letting them know that, probably not quite as politely as I'm saying it. I mean, that's just a really, really not ready to play type of breakdown. They'll get them squared away, but you only get 3 timeouts now with the NFHS rules, and to burn one before a snap is very difficult.
Especially against a hard Everett team that just came off a pretty dominating win last week. And, of course, you could take no chances against the coaching staff of Everett Crimson Tide with the return of Robert DiLoretto. But under center for the Lynn Classical Rams is number 4, Angel Ortega, sophomore quarterback. Hands it off to his running back with the gain of just a couple of yards. Carried by Gianni McKay, Jr. for the Lynn Classical Rams.
Brought down by number 1, John Barreros.
Brought down by man of the hour we just talked about before, John Barreros. And John Barreros in particular does bring an impressive set of athleticism as a guy his size with good footwork and speed and explosive acceleration. Here's another handoff to number 1, Gianni McKay, who gains a few more yards.
Yeah, out near the first down. Good, pretty good run there. Bounced off a tackler and lunged forward for another yard. He's outside the 37. He has to get to the 38, so less than a yard on 3rd down.
6-yard gain on the play.
Take a look at here, McKay. He is going to get hit right about there and hit hard, but he just keeps the legs moving and almost picks up the 1st down.
2 receivers to the top of the screen. And Angel Ortega under center to take the snap. Short handoff to number 1, Gianni McKay, brought down from behind. And they are going to pick up the 1st down for a 1st and 10.
I think he did get it on forward progress. Not by much, though, but he did get it.
Right at the 38-yard line.
Needed one, got one.
Tackle made by number 1, John Barreros, once again from the defensive back position.
Here's McKay, steps right, stutter step right, runs it back to the left. As you say, good job by both Barreros and Fanidi.
And Sam Lacombe also on that tackle.
We caught Sam's number quite a bit last week. Had a good game.
Yes, he was an absolute menace on the defensive side of the ball. Here's a toss to the left. Gianni McKay cuts up the middle and gets brought down by a gang of Crimson Tide defenders.
Well, we know who the workhorse is. No one else has touched the ball for Classical other than the quarterback and center. McKay ran back the opening kick and has now carried 4 straight times. That time he picked up 7.
2nd down from the 45-yard line.
Well, I guess 6. They gave him 2 in the other play.
Formation has flipped. 2 receivers to the bottom. McKay in the backfield. Here's the snap after the motion. It's going to be a quarterback keep and a sweep, but cut off by number 9, Tyler Freddy.
Number 4, Angel Ortega.
That was the sophomore quarterback, Angel Ortega. Designed run, nothing doing, lost 2. That's a big play because they were in 2nd and short. Now they're in 3rd and medium to long at 3rd and 6. You'll say the nice play there by Frenny.
Cut off the pass to the sideline, forced the quarterback inside where all the defenders were waiting. They played that defensively beautifully. Once again, Ortega under the center. Here's a motion by number 5, and it's going to be a handoff to number 1. And tackled after a couple yard gain.
Sam Lacombe had the first rep on him.
Number 8, Sam Lacombe.
And that's going to bring a 4th and 4.
4th down.
Well, see if Coach Smith brought his gambling shoes tonight. It looks like he has. They don't hurry, they're going to end up taking another timeout.
Can you blame opponents taking 4th down chances? I think we saw a lot of 4th down chances.
I think it's a good move. You're out around midfield. You know, you're going to have to score more than once or twice to beat Everett. So
Medford had a similar aggressive play style as they also went on 4th down quite a few times. Here's a design quarterback keep and brought down almost immediately at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Good job by the Everett defense. Sam Lacombe is celebrating with good cause as the Tide are going to take over on downs in very good field position at the classical 45-yard line. You'll see the Tide swarming to that.
That's 6 straight runs for the Rams. And now here's the Everett offense taking the field, led by junior quarterback, Tyler Freddy.
He was a real force running the ball last week.
Another odd formation where here's Jamari Juliet in motion, but the handoff goes to John Barreros and the counter. And a gain of 5 yards by John Barreros.
Number 1, John Barreros.
Well, now the offense wants to take advantage of the field position that the defense gave them with that. Anytime you take over in plus position, taking over at the 45, they're looking to take advantage of that and get out and score, and that's a good start. 5 on 1st down. Be 2nd and 5 for the Tide as Frenny comes back from the sideline with the play.
And breaks the huddle. And I think we see a similar formation to the last play, just flipped to the other side of the field. At the running back position, John Barrows is Jamari Doolin in motion, and it's going to be a quarterback keep up the middle by Freddy, who gets past the second line of defenders and then eventually brought down by Isaiah Sedano, senior defensive back for Lynn Classical Rams. Huge gain on the play by our quarterback, Tyler Freddy.
Yeah, all the way down to the 16, a 24-yard run. Excellent fake to Doolin here. The defense flows right. Frenny runs right up the middle, sidesteps the tackle there. Really good run by Frenny, picking up where he left off last week.
Here's the Tile lining up now from the red zone. Ball snap is going to be a handoff to Jamari Doolin, who tries to sweep to the outside. Flag is thrown. And play is blown.
Doolin had to hop over one of his own blockers who was down on the turf. Everett's going to get their first penalty.
Against Everett.
And I believe Lynn Classical is going to accept the penalty, so it's going to be 1st and 20. Everett's getting pushed back to the 26-yard line.
Here's the hold. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. Number 11, Armani Negron, got his money's worth. That was a tackle, not just a hold.
Took out John Barreros in the process with him. Got 2 wide receivers out. Here's Jamari Doolin in motion. Goes past the snap, handoff to... It's going to be a counter from John Barreros to number 25, I believe.
Nope, that's Stephen Thomas.
Oh, you're right, number 26.
Stephen Thomas on the carry. Tackled by number 11.
And the tackle is made by number 11 of
Johan Tavares.
Lynn Classical. Johan Tavares.
Thomas had 3 carries for 11 yards last week. Misdirection there. Play was a little slow developing and never really looked like it was going anywhere, and it only went for a yard. 2nd and long for the Tide.
2 receivers down low. Here's Tyler Freddy snapping the ball. Looking downfield to his left. Moving left to his pocket. Tries to launch it deep, but gets tackled tackled from behind.
That's
and
a
fumbles
fumble.
the ball.
He got hit really hard.
Picked up by number 31, Tommy Nolan.
Number 31, Tommy Nolan on the recovery.
We're going to see who got the first hit on Freddie to force that fumble.
He got it, McKay, the runner.
Beats the block, makes his way around full speed, and just shoves the ball out of the hand. So one turnover on the Crimson Tide, and now Lynn Classical is taking over from the 25-yard line.
Well, good job by the Classical
26.
defense. Because Everett had real good field position there, and they had it down to the 16. But that penalty, really moving you backwards, really hurts.
Carry by Gianni McKay, tackle made by
Tackled by number 88.
88. Joel Zamore. Freshman and younger sibling of Ishmael Zamore.
4-yard gain. McKay, as we said, McKay in this game already has 6 carries, and we are still plenty of time left in the first quarter. Yeah, that was a good stand by the Classical defense. Freddie did not see that guy coming, got whacked, fumble. Classical recovers. That ball's on the ground, but they pick it up.
And Gianni McKay does go past the line of scrimmage for a short 2-yard gain. Brings up third and 4-3.
It's going to be at the 34-yard line.
3rd and 3. And we're already way past halfway of the first quarter. Games go by fast here in the MIAA. Here's Lynn Classical breaking the huddle with 2 receivers to the top of the screen. Gianni McKay in the backfield, motion by the fullback, snap, handoff, and wrapped up by number 66, E.J. Wright.
Wrapped up by number 66, E.J. Wright. Fourth down.
Here we get a replay. And yeah, E.J. Wright just breaks the block, gets his left arm and just absolutely swallows Gianni McKay.
Well, here we go. 4th and 1. Classical went on 4th and 3 from the 46. They're going to go on 4th and 1 from the 36.
I formation. Gianni McKay is not in the backfield. It's going to be a quarterback keep.
Yeah, he got it easy.
And drive the pile all the way to the 48-yard line.
Wow. 12 yards on a play they were looking for 1.
Rams first down.
And you know what? Head coach Brian Smith will take all of that. Two minutes and 35 seconds left in the first quarter. Here we get a shot of the returning coach, Robert DiLoretto, in his second game of the 25-26 season.
So Classical has it up around midfield. It's been McKay, and more McKay.
But this time it's number 8, Charles Washington. Gets tackled after half a yard gain.
Sam Lacombe on the tackle. Second down.
And it's going to be 2nd and 9. Sam Lacombe on the tackle. Sam is one of 16 seniors on the Everett roster.
Well, last week, and then we said it was a perfect night for the spectators. Might have been a touch warm for the players. This is just an absolute 10, a perfect 10 for players and spectators alike. 65, sun is still out, cool breeze, perfect night for football.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Here's a handoff to number 8 once again, but brought down immediately by number 11, Armani Negron, and I believe Sam McComb was also in on that tackle.
Also into the stop, number 13, Benson Carlon.
Yep, it was a double tackle by number 11, number 13, Benson Charlemont, and Armani Negron.
Yeah, looked like Charlemont got there just a split second first, had him wrapped up, and Negron was right behind him.
The Everett defensive line are shedding these blocks. Once again, under center, here's a snap. Fumble on the snap. Ball is loose, but finds its way back into the hands of Angel Ortega.
Possession will stay with Lynn Classical.
That brings up 4th and long for the Rams.
4th down.
Well, they won't be going this time on 4th and 14.
Not a clean handoff. It appears Ortega was kind of rushing to get the ball to the backfield. Loses it on the snap. But fortunately for Lynn Classical, they get to run out the clock here in the first quarter. And then might settle for a punt in the second quarter. We'll see.
Well, fast-moving first quarter.
Score remains at 0-0. It's Friday night. Lynn Classical traveled from where you would think would be a short time, being 7 miles away, but at the time they do travel, it takes about 30 minutes to get into Everett.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad coming over. I come over from Lynn, not the same way they would have come, but for a Friday it actually wasn't too bad.
I have a pop quiz for you, Paul. Are you ready?
I will do my best, Amin.
I don't know if you're ready for this one. How many enrolled students are at Everett High School?
Ooh. 1,125.
Ooh. I say about close to double than that.
Wow.
According to the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, Everett has 2,307 enrolled students.
That is... Whew.
And on the other hand, Lynn Classical has 1,878.
Well, there's like 4 other high schools in the city. That's right.
I was just about to bring that up. A single high school in Lynn, out of the multiple that they have, Lynn Classical still has such a large enrollment rate. Second quarter action. Lynn Classical is taking the field. And it looks like they will punt to start the second quarter.
Oh, yeah, they're not going. Yeah, he's a gambler, but he's not insane.
Number 5, Doug Andrade, senior for the Lynn Classical Rams, to punt. Receiving is John Barreros. Here's the snap. Good hold. Might have gotten a piece on that. And the ball is going to still rolling. I don't think...
Number 5,
rolling up to the 30-yard line.
Down by number 1, Gianni McKay. And the Crimson Tide will take over. First down and 10.
So only 27 on the punt. Everett with good field position. Starts at their own 30. Decent field position. Not super, but not bad.
Good penetration on that punt return. Almost got a full block. But number 5, Doug Andrade, got it out just in time.
We'll see what the Tide can do with possession number 2. The last one was stalled by a fumble.
Here's a handoff to John Barreros. And runs into Doug Andrade. And then finally brought down by number 72, Wendell Rodriguez.
Andrade in on the tackle.
Short gain of 2 yards. Maybe 3.
Almost 4.
It's a gain of 3 yards. Confirmed. Here is the replay as it took about 3 people to bring down Barreros.
Yeah, Doug Andrade was the first one in on him, and pretty good job by the Classical defense there, wrapping them up. Kind of waiting for something to open up here, and maybe here. Nope.
He was looking for a screen pass to number 6, but couldn't find the passing lane.
I think is a face mask.
And if so, it would be number 55 on the infringement.
And it's a 15-yard face mask.
personal foul face mask against Lynn Classical.
And yellow.
That's a big penalty for Classical. They had Everett in 3rd and long there.
That was 3 people on the tackle. Couldn't see who exactly got the face mask on Freddy. But now Everett is taking over with the 1st and 10 at the Lynn Classical 48-yard line. Is Jamari Doolin in motion? He does receive the handoff, tries to find the sideline, does, and gets run out of bounds after a gain
Number 2
of, is that 8 yards, Paul?
Seven.
Ah, it was close.
First run for Doolin, pretty good one. See him gets around the edge on the left. Knocked out of bounds at the Classical 45-yard line. Just a little sun left. The Classical sideline and stands are all that's left in the sun at this point.
Hand up to John Barreros, who finds a lane outside the tackles, tries to shed one, and then finally brought down by Angel Ortega and Isaiah Sedano of the Lynn Classical Rams, number 3 and 4.
Plenty for the first down, though, down to the 36. He picked up 9. Here's Barreros coming right at you. Nice cut inside. Picked up a good block from Thomas there. Cuts it inside again. That's a good run by Barreros. Had to make a few moves, gets 9 yards.
The way he puts his foot underground to cut up field just absolutely fascinates me. Here's John Barreros with another handoff going straight up the middle, but runs into a wall after a short yard gain.
Tackled by number 79.
Tackle made by number 79, Wesley Pierre of Lynn Classical, junior defensive lineman.
2nd down and 6.
Here's the handoff, and there was really no room for him to go at that play. Good defense by the Lynn Classical Rams. 2nd and 6. Jamari Doolin in motion, and Tyler Freddy is going to be the one to carry the ball upfield after finally being brought down by Doug Andrade.
The ball carrier.
Yeah, see, Doolin in motion keeps him honest because he can get around that corner, so you got to pay attention to him, but that's the 2nd or 3rd time. Freddy, you'll just see it. Here's the fake, carries out the fake well and has room up the middle. Good job at the point of attack as well. He picks up 10 for another Crimson Tide first down.
The offensive line for the Crimson Tide is doing a very solid job. But now here's Frenny for their 1st and 10 play. Here's a snap, hands it off to John Barrios, trying to follow his blockers to find a lane, and then gang tackled by the Classical Rams. Finished off by number 4, Angel Ortega. Sophomore quarterback, also playing defensive back. Going to be 2nd and 5.
4-yard gain on the play. 2nd down.
Also on the tackle was Doug Andrade.
So Everett got as far as the Classical 16 before that drive stalled. They're at the 17 now.
Another keep by Tyler Freddy, who finds the gap in the middle and runs it in for the first score of the game. Touchdown, Everett Crimson Tide. Tyler Freddy.
Well, this drive is not going to stall. Nice job by Frenny, and I'll tell you, he has a pretty good combination of strength, and he's got enough speed when he gets in the open field. So good job by Frenny. 17-yard run. Everett takes the early second quarter, I should say. 6-0, pending the extra point attempt by John Barreros.
Or might go for 2. Here we go. Let's find out. We know the Crimson Tide likes to tease it a bit. Keeps the defensive. And it is going to be a 2-point try. Pass to the right. Caught by number 6, Jeremiah Joseph. 8-0 at the 8:31 mark of the second quarter.
With 8:31 remaining in the second quarter.
Nice throw and catch there. Frenny to Joseph. Joseph had 2 interceptions on defense last week. Here's the touchdown run.
And way to go by Tyler Frenny to also use his agility to weave around the Lynn Classical defense. So second drive goes in for the score. The first drive was a turnover after a fumble sack, by Gianni McKay.
See the fans in the stands are playing along with the band here. Great night to be out watching a football game. But for those of you who stayed home to listen to us, it's probably a great night to be in, too. Just if you have popcorn, which I don't, by the way.
Speaking of snacks, right? Here's a kick by John Barreros. Finds its way to number 6, David Navoa. Finds a lane, tries to beat the kicker, and brought down by John Barreros. That was the last person of defense for the Crimson Tide, John Barreros, and he made the play. Huge return by David Navoa.
Yeah,
sophomore.
Very good return. And you said it, Aneem. Barreros was it. Barreros was it.
Here's a replay, and good grip. Had to grab him by the jersey.
Yeah, he is long gone if Barreros doesn't get him down there. So that's what it helps when your kicker is a starter on defense as well.
Good display of speed by the sophomore. Who also is now running out on the wide receiver spot. Actually, he was running off the field. Lynn Classical might take another timeout. And yes, they did. That's 2 timeouts in the first half.
Yeah, this is called growing pains. This is the second game in the tenure of Coach Smith, so they're taking some time. Rob DiLoretto was trying to point out something to the official. I have no idea what he is, but it seems like he has gotten a satisfactory answer.
There's 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in the first half. I have another pop quiz question for you, Paul. I think this might be a throwaway question, but how many teams are in the Greater Boston League?
Oh, what's it, 6 now?
I believe it might be 8.
Oh, is Chelsea back in officially?
Greater Boston League 8 teams?
Let's see, we have Everett, Chelsea, Revere,
There are 8 teams, Paul. Chelsea is back in the Greater Boston League.
But they're not a football playing member, I don't believe, are they?
I don't think so. They are in a different division.
There. They're right over there.
Yeah, you could actually see Chelsea High School from Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium. We do play Chelsea in all the other sports. Both Lynn schools, the public schools, are in the Greater Boston League as well, Lynn Classical and Lynn English. But here's Lynn Classical with the play action. Down the sideline on the fade, and the ball finds the turf.
Well, that was a pretty good job, though. The receiver shed the defender and got inside to try to catch that. That was David Navoa, but he just couldn't get to the ball. The ball was thrown a little too wide and well underthrown, but that's the first pass attempt of the game.
One-on-one coverage out there on an island. In coverage was Jeremiah Joseph.
That's good.
So now, 2nd and 10. That was a handoff to Gianni McKay for an.
Thank you.
Correction, that wasn't Gianni McKay on the carry, but that was going to be a huge gain on the play. Now it's 3rd and 3 at the Everett 44.
This is a big play for Classical, and even actually a big 2 plays because they're in 4-down territory. They really can't afford to give the ball back to Everett right away after the score.
Power I formation, go to the mid-back, Gianni McKay, who runs into a wall and eventually pushed back, but forward progress grants him a gain of only 1 yard. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Brought down by a wave of Crimson Tide defenders.
Yep. You see the little fake to the tailback jumped as if he were going to get the snap, but McKay was a straight dive, as you said, and they stopped him at the 43, so big play for the Rams here. You got to think they might try to get this outside as opposed to running right up the gut again.
Power I once again, and it's going to be Gianni McKay again, who does find the first down after sidestepping an Everett defender.
Well,
1st and 10.
Ran it straight and then bounced it out a little. Good run by McKay. He's a good-looking running back for Classical.
Brought down by number 9, Tyler Freddy.
He got 6. Yeah, you see that. Sheds a tackler there. He's tough to bring down.
Also on the tackle was Jeremiah Joseph. Power I once again, one receiver down low. Is going to be the same play to Gianni McKay. Weaves his way through traffic for a short gain. For a gain of 3 yards. On the tackle might have been number 12, Kervin Joseph.
2nd down and 6.
2nd and 7 from the 34-yard line.
Once again, power I formation, and it's going to be another handoff to Gianni McKay. Powers his way for a gain of a couple of yards.
There's a gain of almost a first down.
And it looks like a Lynn Classical player has to walk off the field.
3rd down and 1.
Here's McKay. He gets taken on there by, that's Lacombe. Pardon me, that's Joseph. But he'll get 5. It's going to be 3rd and a long one.
And that's going to also be Lynn Classical's final timeout. Lynn Classical player lost his helmet on the play, so he had to go to the sideline and sit out one play. Don't know if that's what is.
Well, if the timeout, you can buy his way back in, right?
So we have a timeout here at the 5-minute and 42-second mark.
Just about halfway through the 2nd quarter. Both teams have moved the ball effectively on the ground. Not much doing through the air. Only 1 pass attempt, not including Everett's successful 2-point conversion. See the split screen. This, again, it's a big 2 plays because they're obviously in 4-down territory. So,
and Lynn Classical is finding themselves in 4-down territory quite often this first half.
Yeah, they've gone for it a few times.
That's right. I saw the signal. I've been learning.
Well, that's a big drum to carry down the stairs, isn't it?
You know, marching band is considered a sport. Good look at the cheerleaders as well. Timeout has ended and both teams are coming out onto the field. 3rd and short. And Lynn Classical did once again come out in the power I formation. 1 receiver down to the bottom of the screen. And it's going to be quarterback up the middle right from the snap. Picks up the first down and brought down by John Barreros.
I don't know, Aneem. I haven't. It's been a long time since I've seen someone tackle the drummer out on the field.
It takes a lot of physical work to carry all that weight.
Rams first down.
Nice run. Nice run by that quarterback, as you said, Angel Ortega. So the Rams are knocking on the door of the red zone just inside the 26.
Power I once again, same formation as last time. Here's a snap up to the up back, number 31. First time carrying the ball this game, and that's Tommy Nolan, one of the 10 seniors of the Lynn Classical Rams squad.
Wouldn't you use the tuba guy as a lead blocker? Wouldn't that make sense? Because, I mean, who the hell's getting in his way? You have the tuba guy as the lead blocker, and then the drummer as a secondary blocker, and now you got the guy with the flute going around the end for the touchdown.
I'm telling you, band is an intense sport. Gianni McKay on the carry.
Just remember, Aneem, you started this. I'm only finished.
Brought down by number 9, Tyler Freddy.
Tyler Freddy on the tackle.
Lacombe also in the stop.
Well, here we are again, Aneem, 3rd and 4. The Classical's been like in 3rd and short all night. course, we're having fun with this. We know the band puts in their hours and to add a lot to the game day experience here.
Power eye once again. Ortega hands off to McKay for a short gain.
Here we go again. And fourth and short.
You're telling me they wouldn't go settle for a field goal from that range?
I don't think they have a 35-yard kicker in their arsenal. They're at the 18, 4th and 2. Yeah, that'd be 35 yards. Don't think Everett in the past has had plenty of guys who could do that, but I don't think so. I think you're going to see more of the same. I mean,
there's 3 backs to choose from in the backfield. Well, if you count the quarterback, which seemed like it was going to be the player before the whistle was blown, there's going to be a timeout on Everett.
Well, we knew if there was a timeout, it was Everett because Classical's gone through this. That's Everett's first, so they got to look at.
How do you strategize against 4 possible running options from the power eye?
Yeah, well,
not a question for us to answer, but that's what they're probably contemplating down on the field.
Yeah, I think, again, it's all about the point of attack, right? You got to win that battle on the line of scrimmage for starters. And I mean, you would think that, and I don't know that Classical would try it, but you would think there'd be play action would be there if they wanted it, just because they've done nothing but run except for one play. But
there's a personification of the Crimson Tide. The mascot himself. Do we know the name of that mascot?
Teddy the Tide.
Teddy the Tide.
Teddy the Tide. There he is. There's Teddy.
That's Teddy.
Surprise appearance by Teddy the Tide. Get him in the halftime show.
Teddy's got to watch his diet. He doesn't want to become a tsunami. Fourth and 2. Here we go. The Tide defense is back on the field.
Power eye formation, 3 backs in the backfield behind Angel Ortega. 4th and 2. And there's going to be a flag thrown on the play.
Oh, boy. I think Everett had too many guys on the field. Dude, this is going to be a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down, if you could even believe it. Oh, that is. I will tell you, coming out of a timeout, whatever word is more severe than inexcusable, use it.
And that's going to give the Rams a first down.
First down for the Lynn Classical Rams.
Boy, that is a bad mistake. Especially out of a timeout. Here we go.
Here's Ortega with the keep up the middle and a short gain.
Ortega, the ball carrier, brought down by number 7, YL Finidi.
Getting back on the field for the Crimson Tide on defense is E.J. Wright.
Good job by Ortega. Ortega has either dropped or bobbled that snap several times. He has gotten it back as he did there, but it is not a clean exchange from center.
That exchange was clean right there as he hands it off to Gianni McKay.
I'll tell you what, oddly enough, the clock might come into play here because Classical has no timeouts, and we're down to 2.5, and they can still get a first down.
And when you're running only your running plays, the clock will always continue to run.
That's exactly it, I mean. So it's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 10. The other thing is, if they don't get it on this play, that would be a case where you'd want to grab a timeout and set up your 4th down play. They don't have that luxury. And I'm not sure of their kicking situation.
One receiver out on the field. That's Frederick Evans for Lynn Classical, junior wide receiver, rating number 2. He's going to be toss play to number 5. Doug Andrade has nowhere to go and swallowed up by the Crimson Tide. Sam Lacombe on the tackle. Also Tyler Freddy and number 13, Benson Charmont. Here's the replay.
We lost 3.
Good outside leverage by Tyler Freddy. Takes away 2 blockers, allowing the rest of the Crimson Tide to sweep in and finish off the play.
If I were Everett, I'd think about a timeout here, because if you get the ball back, you want to have some time to go down the field. Oh, they are going for a field goal.
And kicking for the Rams number 51. His name is not listed on the roster that was given to us. But Gianni McKay on the hold. Here's the bobble snap. He tries to pick it up in front of the first down. Still on his feet. And he's going to find his way into the end zone for a score.
Oh, I will tell you
on
what.
a botched snap.
Number 1, Gianni.
3 turns to 6
I will
in a
tell
blink
you.
of an eye.
What time does the ESPN Top 10 have to be in by? Because there are not 10 better plays in the United States today, on this day. What a phenomenal play by Gianni McKay. Not only to pick it up, but then to break a few tackles, get to the outside, and then dive into the end zone. Wow.
This is going to be first and goal. Here's the replay as he just sheds. Johnny goes and Sam Lacombe has a huge opening on the opposite side of the field.
Wow.
And dives into the end zone.
I mean, he would have had a first down even if he didn't get the end zone, but, time-wise, they're under a minute, so...
Now, how will this snap hold? It's going to also be another botch snap back-to-back, but can he find the end zone again? Nope, can't do it this time.
Conversion attempt is no
2-point conversion, no good. So the scoreline stays at 8-6. And we have 53 seconds left in the first half. But under center and in special teams formation, Lynn Classical has been having often trouble with the snap.
Yeah, but, boy, you end up with a touchdown out of it. That is unbelievable. What a phenomenal play by Gianni McKay that was. Oh, Toledo. So we'll see what Everett does here. With only 53 seconds, you figure if they run it back, it'll be right around 45. We'll see what Classical... I can't imagine they're going to kick anything that's up in the air long enough for Everett to potentially run this back all the way.
And Everett does retain 2 timeouts.
Thank you, appreciate it. Of course.
And once again, number 51 handling the kicking duties. Means to be unnamed, and we apologize, but we see you with these high-quality cameras from EHS TV 15. Lay add on to the field, but the kick still goes up, finds its way past John Barreros.
Out of bounds. You just take it with... Whoa.
And it's going to be flag on the play. Everett will have better kicking field position.
Yeah, you got to just take this where it is.
Flag on the play.
Are they going for a re-kick here? And it looks like they will go for a re-kick.
Classical will re-kick.
Yeah, someone's got to tell the kicker that he's got to kick it from 5 yards back. Well, clearly Everett knows their best chance to score here is on a kick return, so hence not taking the ball in good field position with 53 seconds and 2 timeouts.
Especially when you have John Barreros and Jamari Doolin on the receiving end of this ball. But here's the kick, does go not too high, finds its way to the middle, but rolls into the hands of John Barreros. He's going to work his way around, keeps his balance once again, and sheds a lot of tackles, find the end zone, and puts on a hit on Frederick Evans for a huge gain on that kick return. But there is no flag on the play. Here it is. Here's the field. He keeps his balance.
Look at now he's going to think about he's going to end up on the opposite sideline here. Great run by Burrow. Stepped out at the 42. He gave him 2 extra.
And that footwork was phenomenal. Peak football.
I want to see the replay.
Good starting position with 42 seconds left.
Jeremiah Clark in here in a obvious passing situation.
Here's Tyler Freddie looking for a short screen pass to John Barreros. Picks up a block, picks up the sideline, and an empty lane into the end zone. But there is a flag on the play.
Boy, this is unbelievable.
And it might be called back.
And blocks that were completely unnecessary. He was beyond them. Oh, that is too bad.
That would have been a one-play touchdown drive. Fakes a deep pass, but John Barrows hiding behind his 3 water buffaloes. Once again, good footwork, sticks his foot in the ground to get to the outside and easily make his way into the end zone.
So they'll give him 21 in the pass, back it up 10. It'll be 1st and 10 at the classical 19, 31 seconds, 2 timeouts. At the 29, rather.
Correct, 29. Stephen Thomas in the backfield. Jamari Julian in motion, and is going to be a quarterback keep to Tyler Freddie up the middle. Had a lane for a second, but gets brought down by Doug Andrade with the initial contact. And it's going to be a timeout taken by Everett at the 23-second mark. Following his lead blocker, number 59, with a good counter block, and then gets tripped up. Picks up 8 yards on the play, making it 2nd and 2.
But, you still have a timeout, so you really can, and the clock will stop on a 1st down, so you really can call whatever you want here. The 1st down isn't all that relevant because you're not going to have much time for much more than 3 plays anyway. But certainly with the timeout, you can call whatever you want. Boy, this is a huge defensive stand for Classical, and that would have been a crushing blow to give up the TD after getting their own miraculous TD on one end. So
Everett is in a tight position. Got 3 receivers up top. Trips bunch, but here's going to be a motion by Stevens. Play action, looking to his left. Find the wide open Armani Negron, but couldn't make the catch.
Was he wide open because it was interference? He was really wide open, and there's a flag down on that side of the field.
Illegal receiver downfield. Yeah. Here's the replay.
You see Freddie just
receiver downfield against Everett.
I didn't see who was downfield. Negron was lined up in the tight end position. Shuts up the block after a clear play action. And gets wide open following the drag route behind the defensive line. But it's going to be 2nd and 8. Or 2nd and 7 after that penalty.
Yeah, except they marked it off 10. Ronnie knows it's a 5-yard penalty.
Keeping me in check. As I'm trying to spot that down marker on the opposite side of the field. But here's Freddie lining up in the shotgun. John Barrows to his left. Pass protection. He's looking downfield to Jeremiah Joseph, who makes the catch for a touchdown for the Everett Crimson Tide.
Number 6, Jeremiah Joseph.
Well,
good pocket, good throw, and a great catch.
Yeah, good job by Freddie. Don't think he can just run, folks. See him back in the pocket here, steps into this throw, and he gets the. Joseph does a really good job just out jumping everyone and coming down with it. But that's a very well executed play by the Tide.
Freddie putting it in the bucket. And they are going to transition to an extra point attempt.
Well, yeah, because it makes it a 2-score game.
Snap, hold is good, kick is up, and the extra point is no good.
And the extra point is no good.
So the score remains at 14-6 with 10 seconds left in the first half.
Lynn Classical 6.
Earlier, we saw a good kick return by David Novoa, so he clearly has big play capabilities should he receive the ball. And on the other side, flanking him for the Rams on the receiving end is Gianni McKay, junior workhorse for the Lynn Classical Rams. But once again, that connection between Tyler Frenny and Jeremiah Joseph couldn't have been any better. Good route ran as well by Jeremiah Joseph.
Really good route. And a pretty good jump, too.
John Barreros to kick for the Crimson Tide. Sides are ready. Kick is up, straight line drive, and will it find its way to the end zone? Huge risk!
Wow.
And that one last bounce gave Lynn Classical field position.
Yeah, well, regardless, if they do anything other than kneel on the ball here, it's insane. But they were obviously hoping to get it to the end zone. They didn't want the clock to move, although if I were them, you're down by one score, which is about as well as you were going to do based on the way this half went. Just get inside and talk about the second half.
And now at the 20-yard line, the Rams are coming out on offense.
Yeah,
Three backs.
This has got to be just a
behind the quarterback.
Sneak.
And it's going to be to the mid-backed, Gianni McKay. Picked up a few yards, and that will be the last play of the first half. Everett 14, Lynn Classical 6. Paul, any final thoughts in this first half?
No, I mean, pretty good half for Everett. You know, kind of got a miracle touchdown on the field. They gave up a miracle touchdown, as I meant to say. You know, and that's a big, turn of events. They get the good kick return after the Classical touchdown, a couple of big plays, and then Frenny, who's been a real threat running, steps into a pass, and Jeremiah Joseph makes a great catch. So, all in all, good half for the Tide, 14-6.
And we're going to take a break here in the booth. I'm Andy Mosmani, joined by Paul Holleran. We'll see you in the second half. Here's a performance by the Everett Crimson Tide Marching Band.
On the opposite side,
but we'll leave you with a replay package.
And now stay tuned for a performance by our Crimson Tide Marching Band.
Josh, should I wait until they're done?
The sun has set here at Everett Veteran Memorial Stadium, and we're back here for some second half action between the Lynn Classical Rams and the Everett Crimson Tide, as the Crimson Tide is holding on to a 14-6 lead. I'm Anim Osmani, and joining me is Paul Holleran. With 1 minute left until the start of the second half. Beautiful day. We just saw Teddy the Tide make an appearance on the field and making his way around the stadium. And it's also the second game being played on the newly renovated and renamed John DiBiase Jr. Field. Temperature is at a nice breezy 63 degrees.
It's starting to get a little nippy, isn't it? Or am I just old, Anim? Probably I'm just old.
The temperature drastically decreases these days.
Well, we talked going into the half. It's probably right about where it should be. I mean, Classical probably shouldn't have scored. And Gianni McKay made a phenomenal play on a broken play to get him in the end zone. And then you figure, okay, 50 seconds left. Everett had not completed a pass to that point, and they end up scoring a touchdown on a very good catch and throw from Frenny to Jeremiah Joseph. So it's probably the one-score game. It's probably right where it should be. And, you know, I think if I'm Brian Smith on the other sideline, and I'm not really – I think that's about as well as I was going to do out of that half.
We just had a shot of the athletic director along with members of the Everett High School Physical Education Department here in attendance. And there they are again. Tammy Turner.
The brain trust, we call it.
And here comes the Everett players onto the field. They will be receiving the second half kick. Today is also National Chocolate Milkshake Day. Did you know that, Paul?
No, but I'd like to, I'm open to a chocolate milkshake, popcorn, anything.
I'm picking up on the sense that you're a huge fan of popcorn. Would you say that's your favorite football snack?
Well, my favorite football snack would have to be pizza, which is a little more substantive. But I do like popcorn because it's good for you. It's a vegetable, corn.
I am a huge fan of popcorn as well.
Tyler Frenny, 6 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown.
Lynn Classical has 11 freshmen listed on the varsity roster.
Boy, McKay's really done it all for them. He's
the junior workhorse for the Rams. There are only 8 juniors for the Rams varsity roster. But here's the second half opening kick. It's going to make its way to Jamari Doolin. Follows John Barreros as a lead blocker, but gets hit hard by the Classical player.
Yeah, I think the Classical defender took the worst of that one.
And that's Devin Bursey, who was on the tackle. So we will take a quick break for an injury timeout.
Oh, no, that was, yeah, he did 18, did make the tackle, but boy, he paid for it. Here's Doolin. Oh, yeah. Let's hope he's okay. That was a tough hit.
Here we're going to take a look at one of our camera operators who's delivering you the live action of Everett High School football to the YouTube streams. That was Alexis.
All right, that's good news. Best news of the night right there.
18, Devon Bursey.
And of course you were referring to Devin Bursey, who just got up after laying down that hit on Jamari Doolin.
You just don't let, you can see his head snap back a little. You just, too many bad things can happen. So good to see him back up on his feet.
But also good news is that we got to take a look at another one of our student camera operators, Vess. But now here comes the Everett offense for the first play of the second half. The snap is going to be taken at their own 34-yard line. Sweep by Jamari Doolin, who receives a handoff, picks up a block, finds the edge, and he might be gone with all that speed. No catching him there. Touchdown on that first play of the second half for the Everett Crimson Tide offense. Jamari Doolin.
Doolin only had 1 carry in the first half. He makes the most of his first opportunity here. You'll see him get around the left edge. He's going to have blocking. Barreros is looking for someone to block. Good job without doing any illegal blocking there. Barreros just kind of set a moving screen for him at the 5-yard line. Great job by Jamari Doolin.
Doolin Barreros running side by side. And Everett will indeed settle for an extra point attempt. Frenny with the hold. Here's the snap. Barreros. And the kick is no good once again. That's 2 failed extra point attempts.
With 11:43 remaining in the third quarter, Everett 20.
Still, not bad of a start. In fact, it's kind of a great start to have in the second half, right out of the locker rooms.
Yeah, it's good to see him get around the corner. And once he did, it was a combination. And he had plenty of open field, and he had blockers who were just looking for people to block, and there was just no one there. So, well-executed play by the Tide.
I was thinking about who's going to make it to the end zone first, John Barreros or Jamari Doolin, as they're running side by side. Good speed on the Everett roster. Because I could guarantee you the defensive back and the skilled positions could also run just as fast. So here's a kick by John Barreros. Correction, that was not John Barreros with the kick. That was number 7, Manny Wildfiniti.
Nice.
And good tackle by number 10, Giovanni DeBros Jr. for the Everett Crimson Tide. Also on the play, number 12, Caverns Joseph.
David Novoa on the return. Brought down by number 10, Giovanni DeBros. And number 31, Godson DeLeesman.
Oh, that was number 31 and 25 of Everett. I might have gotten the names incorrect, and I apologize.
First down and 10 for the Rams.
The first offensive drive for the Rams in the second half. We got the power I formation once again, and it's going to be a handoff to the mid-back, Gianni McKay, who gets swallowed up whole at the line of scrimmage.
The ball carrier. Lacombe in on the stop.
And that's Sam Lacombe with the tackle. 2nd and 10. Good job by Sam Lacombe, who had his eyes on the target from the beginning. Lynn Classical lining up on the ball. Ortega under center. Not a clean handoff, a constant problem throughout the game, but once again, still retains possession, but no gain on the play.
They have had trouble with that snap all night.
And yet it just stays in their hands somehow. Lynn Classical player did lose a helmet, so now he has to sit out for a play, and a substitute comes in. Ball was on the ground, while Finiti had a good look, but quickly picked up by Ortega, and then just gets swallowed whole by the wave.
So it's going to be 3rd and long for Classical here, 3rd and 10.
It's going to be a second pass attempt, but batted down at the line of scrimmage by, I believe, number 13, Benson Charmont.
Yeah, this game's in a spot now where it really can get away from Classical. We have one more score here by Everett, and it'll be lights out time.
So we're saying at this point it's not 4th down territory?
No, not from their own 27 it isn't.
Oh, that's John Barreros with the tip at the line of scrimmage. Here's Doug Andrade with the punt attempt. Clean pass with the ball, but fair caught by John Barreros.
Fair catch called by number 1, John Barreros.
Fielded at the Everett 47.
So Everett will have good field position to start this drive. Looks like they're at their own 43.
43, yep, 43.
30 on the punt.
I was counting the wrong way. Thank you, Paul.
So that was a quick strike by Everett on that first series.
And here's our second drive of the third quarter. 2 running backs in the backfield, flanking Tyler Frenny on both sides. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Is going to be a handoff to John Barreros. Makes a move to find the outside. Picks up a block by Jamari Dooley and a first down after being tackled out of bounds by number 4, Angel Ortega, Lynn Classical sophomore.
Tackled out of bounds by Angel Ortega. That's good for a
good blocking, good footwork, good run. Here's the replay. Makes a move on number 5 and then finds the outside. Ball picked up by Jamari Doolin and then gets dragged out of bounds by Angel Ortega. Jamari Doolin now in motion. Bump on the play, but Tyler Frenny is going to keep the ball up the middle and pick up positive yards. Ball might have came out at the end, but ball also stays with the Crimson Tide.
Well, Everett's come out with a purpose here. I'm guessing they may have heard at halftime that they could play better. And they've really come out with a purpose this half, down to the 36.
Hurry up offense going on right now. They're lining up right after the blow of the whistle. Jamari Dooley in motion from the other side. Same play, but the ball gets a fumble and then picked up by Tyler Frenny.
On the play.
Sure, we see Gianni McKay with the ball coming out of the huddle, but that play was already blown dead. Possession arrow stays with Everett. Here's a replay. Just not a clean exchange led into a fumble. Tyler Frenny gets on the ball, and the whistle gets blown just in time before it finds its way into the hands of Gianni McKay. But now Freddy's lining up under center. Stevens with the motion, play action, looking to his left, now down the middle. There's Jamari Doolin behind the defense and catches it for a receiving touchdown. Jamari Doolin. Good pass by Tyler Frenny.
Well, 3 for 3 for Frenny. You know, it's funny, Naeem, I was talking to Coach DiLoretto on the field before the game, and, asked about Frenny's passing, I think, is still a work in progress. And I said, well, then the idea becomes you want to throw it at your leisure, when you want to throw it, not when you have to throw it. That was exactly the case right there. Even though it was 3rd and 6, there's such a run-dominated attack tonight. But Frenny has thrown it 3 times, completed 3, 2 of them touchdowns. So good job, Tyler Frenny.
100% pass completion rate. With 2 touchdowns, you said? What do you think his QB rating is?
3 for 3. I don't know. I don't
know how that's calculated.
Yeah.
But here's a 2-point attempt by John Barreros. And he makes his way into the end zone. Scoreline gets to 28-6 with Everett leading.
Yeah. Take a look. Little play action. Good block there in the backfield. I think it was Barreros. Doolin is just waiting for that. He could have fair caught that reception. So great job by Frenny to get the ball down there. Nice job by Doolin. Make sure he caught it.
It's going to be Wyatt Finiti who will be kicking off for the Crimson Tide. 28-6 with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Here's a kick, but the whistle's blown. And what do we have? I guess it's because Lynn Classical had a player that needed to tie his cleats. So just a simple timeout by the referees. And now we're going to get another kick by Wyatt Finiti. Wyatt is a senior. Kick attempt number 2. Finds its way almost out of bounds, and that is out of bounds. It's going to be a flag on the play.
Kick goes out of bounds. Flag on the play.
We have mood lighting in the press box here. I'm waiting for a little red wine, maybe some cheese, crackers.
A lot of improvements here at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium. Stadium, new turf, new field, and a new press box, which we haven't talked about much. But it is also part of the grand renovation that occurred here.
So Classical will just take the ball. Own 35. Uphill battle now for Brian Smith's Rams. Plenty of time, but really not done much. We'll get into some halftime stats. Classical had 85 yards in the first half. Everett 140 yards, 93 on the ground, 47 through the air. They have almost that much this half so far.
Here's a handoff to McKay to the right and gets swallowed up quickly by number 7, Wyatt Finiti. Senior defensive lineman.
We talked about McKay as a workhorse, and in the first half, 19 carries for 85 yards. That is a lot of carries for a half of football.
Are we counting that touchdown as a carry or a fumble return for a touchdown?
Yeah, no, that's a rush.
But here he is going off the field, getting subbed in for number 4. Sorry, not getting subbed in for number 4. Number 4 is the quarterback. He's just returning from the huddle.
With this
and just to take a timeout.
Timeout, Classical.
So, Paul, I recently learned that the turf gets replaced every 10 years.
Yeah, the shelf life, I mean, it's a good 10. You know, with a lot of use, it's probably closer to 10. I think you could stretch it a little more, but, you know, this is good. You can see the soccer lines, and, you know, I'm sure there'll be youth football here at times. So a good 10. But, you know, you got to take care of it. But it's just so much more efficient than grass. It's not even, you know, no challenge. No comparison, rather.
And the one thing we love about Everett High football tradition is the festivities that occur during timeouts with the band playing, the cheerleaders cheering, providing an ecstatic atmosphere to Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium. We also got the concessions going down in the corner, and they've always been doing a great job with the food they serve and the service that they provide. Huge shout out to the staff all around that comes here and the volunteers to make football Friday Night Lights happen. 2nd and 10. Here's going to be a handoff to Gianni McKay, who sheds a bunch of tackles. Correction, that's Dylan Horn, who picks up the first down for the Lynn Classical Rams. One of their biggest plays on the offensive possession. First time calling his name.
And he made the most of it.
Jeremiah Joseph on the tackle.
22 yards.
Dylan Horn, sophomore.
Obviously a must-score drive for the Rams, now down by 3 scores, 22 points.
Speaking of ecstatic atmospheres, it's always ecstatic when you have Josh Dalgazo on the PA here at Everett Veterans Memorial Stadium.
He's a pro.
1st and 10 from the Everett 42. Here's going to be a handoff to the sophomore once again, who runs into the swarm of Crimson Tide defenders and then brought down after a short gain of a few yards. So now Dylan Hoon subbing out for Gianni McKay. And it looks like the workload is going to be put on this young sophomore. Good shot of John Barreros, who was on one of the players that made the tackle. Lining up to the outside of the formation, but we got 2 wide receivers for the Classical Rams. The sophomore Dylan Hoon is still out there. He receives a toss to the opposite side. And John Barreros just breaks through all the blocking for a kind tackle for a loss.
Big loss. Good job by Barreros, as you said, and he sheds the blocker. We got to give them forward progress. Well, that's not that forward. -5. They're right back where they started, 3rd and 10. That was number 31 of Classical, Tommy Nolan, attempting to block Barreros. Barreros just shed him quickly, and it was a one-on-one tackle that he easily made, brought down Hoon. So it's 3rd and 10 from the Everett 42 as we approach the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter.
Fullback in motion. Here's the snap, and it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and then brought down by the chest of Armani Negron.
Yeah, Negron. Well, I don't know if McKay is hurt. He ran the first play of this series and has not been in since. Hoon has carried 4 consecutive times. Picked up 2 there, but nice tackle, as you just see. Negron stands him straight up. It'll be 4th and 8 from the Everett 40-yard line.
If defenders want to know what proper form tackling
there is McKay. If you saw, I just caught him on the side. He's getting worked on the sideline by a trainer.
Oh, I see it now. For Armani Negron with the perfect form tackle. Here's another handoff for the next play. And he's still fighting, but couldn't really break through the grasp of Wild Finidi. That's going to be another tackle for loss.
I know they haven't completed a pass, but that's pretty not creative for 4th down and 10. 4th and 8.
Excuse me, the tackle was made by Johnny Goes.
He'll lose 3.
Yep, Johnny on the first tackle holds down to him with dear life with every single bit of strength in him, and then Wild Finidi coming in for support. And that's Sir Knight. Johnny goes. Tyler Freddy has Jamari Dooley in motion, hands off, counter to Stevens, but couldn't find any gain. A lot of motion going on in their backfield, but good job and discipline.
It was all
Rams.
east and west, and Thompson got the second handoff and got knocked down after a loss of a yard.
Good defensive disciplinary eyes by the Lynn 4 on the defensive line. So 2nd and 12. Here's Jamari Doolin in motion once again. And it is going to be a handoff to Jamari Doolin, trying to find the sideline. Tries to get past number 3, but couldn't. That's Isaiah Sedano on the tackle. And that's the second player who attempted to tackle Jamari Doolin with an injury. So we're going to take a quick medical timeout by the refs and check on Isaiah.
When we return, Everett will have 3rd down and 6 from their own 47.
There's Sir Knight. Johnny goes, who made that big defensive play in the last time around. Actually, we're getting a replay of him right now. There goes Johnny goes.
He's not letting go. Got a little help at the end from YL Finidi.
And a good amount of support that came out to watch the game and cheer on the Crimson Tide for their second game of the season.
Number 3, Isaiah Sedano.
And Isaiah Sedano does get up and walks off with his own strengths, heading off to the sideline. So now Everett back on offense, quickly runs up to the line of scrimmage. Ref is telling them to slow down, waiting for the people to walk off the field first. All right, here it is.
Watch Frenny.
And we're watching him as he breaks the pocket, tries to make something out of nothing, and gets brought down by, it looks like, number 54, Einstein Martinez.
I would think Everett's going to go for this. 4th and 4, midfield. Classical hasn't really done much offensively. No, maybe not.
Number 54 with the pursuit, and actually was number 5 with the first initial hit.
Yeah, Frenny had a clean run there. He had to break tackles left and right just to pick up 2 yards.
And gets finished off by Tommy Nolan. It's going to be a punt by John Barreros. Good punt, good contact. McKay backs away from the ball, and the ball stays at the 11-yard line.
So 40 yards on the kick. Good kick.
And good contact on the ball. You could have just, here's that thump. 3 minutes and 14 seconds left in the third quarter. And I got to say, I feel like the third quarter is definitely moving at football speed now. First half went by fairly quickly.
Well, I've had the 2 injuries on Classical that have slowed us down, and a couple of touchdowns. So this will be 1st and 10 from the 11.
First down and 10 for the Rams at their own 11-yard line.
So Classical, McKay is back in. Classical's up against it, though, down 3 scores, starting from deep in their own territory.
Here's Angel Ortega. And a lot has happened at the line of scrimmage, and brought down, wrapped up by Sam Lacombe.
Yeah, Dwayne Sigsbury's got this defense playing pretty well. Very well, not pretty well, very well. That's going to go back to the 9, it looks like.
Only 2 pass attempts for Lynn Classical this game. Two receivers out of the field. Whistle gets blown. For what reason? Can we see why?
I can't see the officials.
Officials are discussing something.
It's a girl fight.
It was a boy fight.
And now we're back in action. Ortega under center. With the snap, handoff to Gianni McKay, and quickly wrapped up by number 16, Raphael Malouf.
And finishing him off at the end of the play was big old E.J. Wright.
Number 16, Raphael Malouf. And finishing off the tackle, number 66, E.J. Wright.
Penalty flag on the play against Everett. Had to be a
flag on the play.
Personal foul.
Personal foul against Everett.
It's going to be on Everett. And that's going to give Lynn Classical the first down, Paul.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty. No gain on the run, but add 15, and you got a first down as we are under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Everett was looking at potentially getting very good field position with a stop there, but that penalty gives Classical some breathing room.
Here's a snap. It's going to be the third pass attempt. It's going to go deep down, looking for number 2, Frederick Evans. Couldn't make the play. That's number 12, Kervin Joseph, in coverage.
Not a bad idea, though, for Classical. Take your shot on first down. And, of course, Everett had two defenders there. Ball's up in the air for a long, long time. And excellent primary coverage was number 12, co-captain Kervin Joseph, rather.
A good effort by Frederick Evans on the receiving end. He tried to make a move, get his way around Kervin Joseph to make the catch, but couldn't necessarily hold on. But here's a 2nd and 10 for the Rams. And it's going to be a handoff to the backfield, quickly into a big wall that we're going to call E.J. Wright.
On the tackle.
So Everett's done a much better job on McKay this half. 85 yards in the first half. He has net 0 yards in this quarter. Third and 11 for Classical at the 25.
And it's going to be another pass attempt, looking down deep, hoists it up, and that's going to be a defensive pass interference.
They just got tied up with each other.
Kervin Joseph with coverage on, I think that's Doug Andrade who's downfield.
But Classical hasn't thrown much, but boy, it's been nothing but home run balls. They may want to try to hit a few singles.
Throwing a curl route here and there.
This will be another first down, though.
And once again, it came in a third down situation, so they're going to extend their time of possession here.
Pass interference against Everett.
And that might have been a David Navoa in the receiving end instead.
In a Rams first down.
So first down on their own 40. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And only 2 timeouts for the second half. Here's Ortega under center. Here's a snap. Handoff to the backfield. Gianna McKay dragging Everett Crimson Tide defenders with him for extra yards.
But I'll tell you, he came to play tonight, that kid.
And picks up 8 yards.
Unless Classical wants to hurry, that'll be the last play of the third quarter. And I see no reason why they'd want to hurry.
8-yard gain in the play, second down.
And McKay was driven by pure willpower to just drag at least 4 Crimson Tide defenders on his back for all those extra yards. But that'll do it for the third quarter. Score is still 28-6. We're going to flip positions of the field. And here's a look at a third quarter replay package. A lot of big hits, a lot of big stops, and unfortunately, one too many penalties. Today is also National Women's Police Day. So I've come to learn.
So, 12 minutes before we put this one in the books, and the water will get appreciably deeper next week as the Rams travel down 128 to play the 2-time Division I defending Super Bowl champions, the Varian Hawks. I believe they are.
Correction, it's Everett who's making that travel.
Everett, well, that's what yes, Everett will be making the travel. Traditional game. They've opened with Zavarian many times. That's a really good measuring stick where you are, because that's just a perennial top 5 program in the state.
And Massachusetts is one of the few states in the nation that does integrate Catholic schools, private schools, with public schools in
Is it few, though? I don't know that it's few. I know there are some that don't, but I wouldn't say it's few. But I don't know. You may be right.
I'll have to fact check that later. Don't take my word for it, though. But here's Ortega, still keeping the ball, trying to shake away defenders, and flips a 4-2. McKay, but couldn't make a miracle happen that time around. Finally brought down by number 16, Rafael Malouf.
Boy, they'd have been better off dropping that one, and it's a loss of 9.
Throw it at his feet, get an incomplete pass instead.
Yeah, that's, and the instinct is obviously to catch the ball, but you can see Ortega is running in and out of trouble, and unfortunately for McKay, he's in the wrong place at the wrong time to receive that pass and lose 9 yards. 3rd and 11. Thing is, if you drop it, and again, instinctively, we know he's trying to catch it, but you're looking at 3rd and 2.
Now 3rd and 11. Will we get another pass attempt on this one? Let's find out. Clock is running, and it's going to be a handoff to Gianna McKay. Tries to follow his blockers and does gain good yardage. Ball might have came out, and it did.
Wow.
Recovered by John Barreros.
Recovered by Everett.
He got 9 yards and then lost the handle. That's the first real mistake he's made. Take a look at McKay. He's fighting. Oh, there it is. Fighting for every yard. He just lost the handle on his way down.
Fighting the entire team.
Yeah, he's really played hard. Although he was hurt in the third quarter, didn't carry much. He goes into the fourth quarter with 93 yards. He now has 102 yards rushing for McKay.
Here's Everett with the shotgun position. Jamari Doolin in motion, and it will be a give to Doolin, who quickly cuts it up the field, makes a move, and couldn't break away from the grasp of Fred Evans for a huge gain for a first down.
Doolin's had a big second half here. 22 yards for Doolin. You see him going around the right side. We saw him with a big run going the other way around the left in the third quarter. This time goes same play, right side, gets 22 down to the classical 26-yard line.
And the acceleration he had on that play was absolutely stunning. Here he is in motion again, but the handoff goes to John Barreros, who fired the block, the sideline, and tiptoes his way in to the Lynn Classical 12-yard line.
Yeah, just lost his balance, got knocked out of bounds, so that's another touchdown.
Leading the way was Miguel Lopez, senior offensive lineman, on that pull
12-yard line. That's good for another Crimson Tide first down.
for another first down. Good blocking on the play, good vision, good speed, good power.
So they're
John Barreros.
10 yards away from the exclamation point, I should say.
Two running backs in the backfield. Handoff goes to John Barreros again.
And there it is.
Weaves his way for a touchdown, making it look easy for another score of the game. John Barreros. (34-6). Here's with the end zone. Makes a slight cut and gets past all the defenders into the end zone. Now here he is with an extra point attempt. Snap was high, but the hold is good. And that extra point attempt is good.
Extra point is good by number 1, John Barreros. And with 9:58 remaining in the fourth quarter.
That's 35-6. There's 9:58 left in the fourth quarter. So the Crimson Tide breaks the 30-point mark for the second week in a row. Last week's score was 34-7 as it was against Medford.
Here's the fumble. You see McKay just lost the handle.
And from that point on, with a couple big running
Barreros
plays,
recovered the fumble to start it, and Barreros went in for the touchdown to finish it.
and now here's Wild Finiti with the kick to number 6 of Lynn Classical, David Novoa. Makes his way to the opposite side of the field, stumbles and trips, does a full frontal roll at the 25-yard line. Too much speed to handle.
So Classical try to get something going here on offense. They really haven't. You know, their one touchdown was that broken play on the field goal attempt. They've moved the ball a little bit, not this half, but nothing sustained.
Correction, the spot of the ball is at the 29-yard line. 24-yard line. Power I formation, mid-back receiving the handoff. That is Gianni McKay for a quick gain of a couple yards.
Wild Finiti on the tackle.
Wild Finiti on the tackle.
Second down.
And we are inside the 10-minute mark of the game.
Second and 3. No, pardon me. Not 3, 6.
And another short gain of a couple of yards for a third down. At this point in the game, from that part of the field, would you still consider that fourth down territory just for the fun of it?
Well, I think it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But
beautiful night sky tonight here in Massachusetts, as the moon has a illumination percentage of 70%. Little fun fact. Here's Ortega from under center, power I formation. It is going to be a fumble on the exchange, and picked up by Everett.
We've talked about it, Aneem. That exchange has been messy all night and cost them a turnover there.
Raphael Malouf with the recovery. And now Everett takes over in Lynn Classical territory at the 29-yard line. 28.
At the conclusion of this game, please make your way to the exit.
Right, because we're going the other, the directions, east-west, getting to me.
I'm the old guy here, Aneem. How's your eyes doing? Come on, man.
This is a little pillar that just blocks everything. Here's a handoff to Thomas. Goes off tackle, makes a lot of moves, and picks up a first down. Good footwork, good vision, and good run for a first down pickup.
Stephen Thomas down to the 18. We'll give him 15. Thomas off the right side, cuts it inside. Good blocking. The Everett offensive line has played very, very well tonight.
Good cutting by Olsley's ball carriers, including Stephen Thomas Jr., who receives the ball again, follows a lot of blocks, has a lane, and walks into the end zone for another score of the game. That is Stephen Thomas.
And Ronnie can go home. His work here is done.
41-6 here in the fourth quarter.
So nice job. Stephen Thomas gets on the scoreboard. 2 good runs, 15 and 18 for the touchdown, and we are in running time territory, 41-6. Good job by the holder there, Frenny.
Here's a look at the touchdown run, and let's just look at this blocking. Intentionally leaves the right side of the defensive line open. Guards, tackle, pull. Good block by number 2, Jamari Doolin on the outside, sealing the lane for Stephen Thomas to get into the end zone.
So as we said, Everett will try their hand with the Zavarian Hawks down at the Hawk Bowl next Friday night.
Down at Westwood, Massachusetts. And it'll be Wild Finiti to kick the ball. Nice and high, makes his way to number 2, Frederick Evans. Cleanly catches it. Tries to find an opening, and couldn't. Gets tackled at around the 26-yard line.
Frederick Evans on the return.
So Classical will have time to run. I don't know. They'll need to get a first down to not lose possession of the ball, but 6:05 and counting. 30-point lead in the second half. Triggers running time. Everett will win for the 852nd time in its illustrious history. 852, 387, and 79.
That's a winning percentage of 67.6%.
That is correct. Looks like Everett's trying to get some new personnel. Barreros comes off. That's a good idea. Another great job by him on both sides of the football and special teams, all 3 sides of the football, as he kicks well.
Here's a handoff. Lynn Classical gets a good first down gain with the carry by Charles Washington.
Yeah, they have new faces for the Rams too. McKay's going to probably, unless he carries again, which I doubt, he'll end the game with 26 carries for 105 yards and a touchdown.
And now we're seeing the JV swing players going in, subbing out more of the starters. But the defensive line still remains as is. Two receivers to the top of the screen on the far side of the field. Here's another handoff play to number 8, Charles Washington.
Not this time.
He gets brought down immediately at the line of scrimmage.
Washington, the ball carrier.
So good win. You know, 2 good wins, 2 big wins. 2 games they're supposed to win, frankly. So hats off. They did what they were expected to do. Now you'll get a real barometer of where you're at next Friday night going down to Zavarian.
And then after that, it doesn't get any easier because they welcome in Boston College High School.
That I think is, in the big picture, I think that's going to be a very important game.
Here's a second down snap to Charles Washington once again, and tackled at the line of scrimmage, but gains a couple of yards on the play.
In on the tackle was number 74.
In on the tackle, number 74, Nathan Fortune. A senior who is now coming off the field along with Wild Fanidi. On the field is still Johnny Goes at the defensive tackle position, flanked by Rafael Malouf. Benson Charmont is also still on the field on the defensive line. And so is number 57, Kellison Linares. Third down snap, handoff to Gianni McKay.
McKay is not done. I would have thought he would have been done for the night.
And that's going to bring up fourth down.
Brought down by number 4, Jonathan Goes.
And now the clock is continuing to run. We are approaching the 2-minute mark. 4th and 5. And the scoreline 42-6. Under the bright lights here at John DiBiase Jr. Field. Lynn Classical is going to go for it with another snap. Ortega still under center. Does hand off to number 10, our sophomore, who picks up the first down. Sophomore Dylan Hoon. He's had a good game as well.
In the second half, yes. He didn't carry in the first half.
Here's a replay. Dylan Hoon has a lot of good acceleration and shows off a little bit of that power until he's brought down by a wave of Crimson Tide defenders. Lynn Classical appears that they're going to kill off the clock, but still running the running plays as they go.
Yeah, I would say 2 more snaps and we would be on our way. In a sub-2-hour game, they don't come along like that often.
Here's a handoff to sophomore Dylan Hoon. Tries to find the outside and gets brought down by number 10, Giovanni DeBrose.
Giovanni DeBrose on the tackle.
So next week, Lynn Classical is off to face off against Medford High at Hormel Stadium.
That'd be a good game.
And that's a Thursday night game.
We have a Thursday. The BC High game you were talking about is a Thursday night game. So they will have a short week after playing Zavarian next Friday night.
Is it appropriate to use the term Thursday night lights?
Thursday night football.
Oh, yeah.
Not on Prime.
That
on
would have been
Everett Cable. And that'll do it.
And End of the ball game, 42-6. Everett taking their second victory of the season to improve to 2-0, especially here at John DiBiase Jr. Field. Paul, any final thoughts?
No, as I said, Aneem, you got to give them credit. These are two games they're supposed to win, and they won big. That didn't happen, as we saw in that tragic Revere game last year. So, the ship has definitely been righted, and they have a big challenge in front of them. They got a full week to prepare. I think the key to next week's game will be how they play on defense. I think Coach Sigsbury is a very good coach. He was a very good head coach. He's the defensive coordinator. Knowing him, he's going to spend a lot of time over the next 5 or 6 days watching Xaverian film. So I think that's going to be a key down there. I don't think you're going to go down there and win 44-42. I think you have to have a reasonable score, but they put themselves in a position to be in the first big game of the second go-around for Coach Rob DiLoretto.
Thank you, Paul, and that'll do it for us here in the booths. That was Paul Holleran, legendary sports commentator. I'm Aneem Osmani, and on the behalf of the entire crew here at EHS TV 15, we thank you for watching, and we hope that you'll catch us next time.
Join us next Friday. Thank you.